Hello everybody. Today for this video I'm gonna be alone, but I'm gonna go through the basics of designing a proxy, particularly a Slenderman one because, well, that seems to be the most popular. Although I wish I could see more diversity, like Zago proxies, different proxies of particularly powerful pastas like Skin Taker and such, but that's beside the point. And I really hope this is helpful. And I hope this actually inspires a few people, and I'll try my best to explain everything because I tend to ramble. Alright, now, right here I have a base, a particularly nice one, and, well, a boy and girl, and, well, I'm going to use this for my basic thing. Now, for a proxy, usually they are outcasts. That's how I've seen people do them, and I do that as well, because well, you know, it seems to be the easiest to do, and most people don't really miss outcasts if there is any. Now, when designing a proxy, you don't have to go for the scene emo kid that you see walking around school. Although if you want to do that, go ahead. But in general, outcast doesn't automatically mean, oh, they look like an outcast. They are so edgy it hurts. Outcast can mean a lot of things, like a person who is bullied for their skin tone or religion or just in general. I mean, not one with the clique per se. Like, you know, the nerd that gets bullied, or the shy girl who doesn't really talk much and people think she's weird because she doesn't speak at all. And there's a lot of other things that might factor in, but those are just a few ideas. Now, as far as I know, Slenderman's very picky about who he chooses to be his proxies. And I think they should have a certain skill set that helps them survive in the wilderness they are put in, because as far as I know, being in the forest does have its downfalls. And well, so to tie this in, you should dress your proxy in clothing that might help the maneuver in this wilderness. I mean, hoodie, jeans, t-shirt, yeah, those will work, but anything like a corset, tattered skirt, like a short skirt, hose, and, you know, high heels won't really work well in a horse environment. I mean, how are you going to run with those, you know? And it is a given that maybe your proxy wears gloves to not leave any evidence behind, you know? Well, and, well, alright, I'll start with the clothes first, even though usually I start with the hair because I want to particularly bring up one thing. The, masks. Now, masks, people usually have masks for their proxies. Why? Because, well, at least as far as I know, most of the canon ones in the Slenderverse do have masks to conceal their identity, like Masky and Hoodie, which are the main examples people use. And for designing a mask, I wish there's a little more diversity. I mean, there is different styles of masks, like a surgical mask, full face mask, half mask, if you're daring enough to do that, which I would like to see. And there's also like gas masks. Hold on, I'm losing my train of thought. Gas masks. Hell, there's even the half masks that cover the mouth and nose but leave the eyes. And even then, you can also base off your mask off their theme. Like, for example, for Weeping Forest, a good friend of mine who unfortunately left DeviantArt, Corgi Moonpies, the creator of Suicide Sadie, her Proxy OC, Weeping Forest, was particularly known for her brown mask, which had like twigs coming out of it, as if I'm remembering correctly, and it had a brown base. And her theme was nature, so it fit really well. Now, for a mask, I'm going to do one has a full face and the other one has a half mask because, well, to show that differentiation. Now, for a mask, usually they have the eye hole so they can see, and there's an indentation of where the nose should be. So, yeah, there's a basic full face mask. Now, you can I'll go off and say you can do anything with the mask, just don't blatantly rip off from a canon proxy, such as Tiki Toby. I've seen too many Tiki Toby rip-offs with the same outfit. And yes, his outfit's pretty damn cool. I give you that, but it just shows that as much as you're going to be inspired by them, it just gives to show that, yeah, you might be a little bit unoriginal. Now,
did I leave a sword?
sorry about that. Brother was asking around for something. I'm going to try to have not as many interruptions as most of these videos we do as a group. Now, what's really cool about masks is, yes, they can have a whole different feel to them to give the character. For example, surgical mask might give them more of a, depending on the color, more doctor appearance. Something will help, but it also gives them a sinister look to them. Like, okay, why is this person covering their mouth? Maybe your character's a cannibal, and to cover the evidence of that, she or he wears a surgical mask, or to cover bruises or wounds around there, or just to give them a badass look of, hey, you know, you might see part of my face, but you know, I'm still dangerous. I'm gonna work on the mask later on, but for the hair, for men, usually they usually have shorter hair, and if they do have longer hair, then I believe it's very like tied up. But for men, usually they have their hair short, and it usually keeps everything in won't shed as much, especially when you have longer hair, because you know how sometimes you pull out strands of your hair if you're messing with it. You might leave evidence, and you know, leaving evidence is a big no-no as a proxy, because you know, Slender might punish you for that. Big time. I don't know why I draw all my boys with partially, like, medium-sized hair, but just bear with me, I'm rambling again. Now, I might change the color of one of the masks, especially the white one, because many have white-based masks. And granted, I do too. I do too, honestly. Now, for masks in general, the general rule of thumb is if it's crap. I'm sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. Now, the general rule with masks is, yes, you can get really creative with them, especially if you want to put your own edge to the OC. But let's not go too overboard. Why? Because if you have a really complicated mask design and someone wants to draw a character, they might not know what to do. I mean, yes, usually simple is better, but let's not go too simple that, let me rephrase that. Simple is good. Complex is good. Just don't go overboard on either side. Just to put it out there. Yes, I'm sorry. I've been sick for the past day or so, so I'm still recovering and I'm a little off track as usual. So bear with me, people. Bear with me, people. Now, there are plenty, especially with this program I'm using GIMP. I use GIMP as my main program, although with the base and everything, you can also use, I believe you can use other programs like Psy and Photoshop, but with GIMP, there are plenty of like brushes you can download for to add a little pizzazz to your character, and it might actually help with design-wise. Now, for this one, I might go for like a card theme. Playing card. So, hold on. Oh. I'm gonna be quiet there's gonna be intervals of me being quiet, very quiet, because I'm trying to concentrate, and I'm not one person who can do like write and like talk and do stuff like a pro. This is giving me a headache. I'm sorry. I'm trying my best. All right.
and I just kind of walk out with a bloody nose. Like this world. Oh, we were in an awful world.
Now, if you guys have any questions, I'll be happy to try to answer them as best as I can. So yeah, if you have any questions, be free to, well, have fun and ask them. That's just ask them. Oh gosh, wrong brush. Now, okay, since I've done a playing card theme with this beauty over here, the male one over here, then I'm gonna try and keep it like that. I don't know what his weapons would be, but I'm gonna try and do my best with this. Oh, there we go. Ain't he a beauty? So I got the playing card one, and I'm not sure what to do with this one just yet. So I'm gonna wait on her, though. I'm gonna darken this. I'm gonna darken this a little bit. Not like okay, hold on. There we go. A little more creepy. Yeah, a little more creepy. Oh, I lost a viewer. Oh, that's okay. Well, okay. Now, as I was saying with girls, I should have just brought a script with this, but this is just out of the blue. With girls, especially with girls with long hair, I've seen proxies with long hair. I actually have a few myself who do have longer hair, but sometimes I have to put their hair up in like ponytails or something because, well, if you're at a crime scene, some proxies are used to kill. If you're at a crime scene and you lose a lock of hair, then the police might come up knocking, looking for you, like, okay, where's this person? Though that's probably why the mask is so useful, because people won't know your face unless they do like a DNA test. So, yeah. Now, a note with black hair, especially with black hair, it's not completely black. I've learned this the hard way. Usually it either has like a blue undertone to it, brown undertone, hell, even like a purplish undertone, especially if it's dyed. And with that, that's kind of I'm so sorry, guys. I am really sorry. I might be boring you to death because I can't think properly today. Well, I'm just gonna keep hers in a ponytail for now. There you go. Now, with jackets, with clothing, most people do the generic hoodies, t-shirt, Converse, you know, we've discussed this before, but I've actually found a lot more variations on the jacket, like trench coats or Letterman jackets, you know, and even parkas if your character is from a colder climate or prefers to have that. I mean, if you really want to have a hoodie, then make it interesting. That's my first rule of thumb. Make it interesting, but not too interesting like the mask that it might be drowned out. So for this one, this little lady here, hold on. I'm gonna pull up a few jacket designs. So hold on, bear with me for a moment. Okay. Now, I'm gonna do a slightly fitted black jacket for her that doesn't have a hood. And with clothing, depending on how loose or tight it is, it will form creases no matter how tight it is. So keep that in mind. Maybe I should choose a different base, but I'm just gonna leave it as this one because, well, I'm already too far into it. Now, the clothing, I will address that it's simple, it's useful, especially if it has pockets and everything. And it actually works well in a wilderness or city environment. Hell, I think the reason that most proxies wear like these urban clothing is that most people wear them so they blend in pretty well in society if they have to go out killing someone or terrorizing someone. So, would you rather be scared of a hooded figure with a mask on or a character with the mask on and a sexual attire where you just laugh at them or run away? I mean, I think I'll be more scared of the hooded figure because you don't know who the fuck that is, and if they're holding like a pipe or a knife, then yeah, I'm running away. No questions asked. I am out of there. Now, hold on, let me finish this. Now, speaking of weapons, I've seen people use knives as their main weapon, which is understandable. It's easy to get a hold of, especially if it's like a kitchen knife, because you can find it in your own home. But if you're gonna use a knife, maybe use a variation, like a hunting knife, a Bowie knife, hell, a machete. I mean, there are many other variants of knives you can use, and it's actually very not breathtaking, but it gives people a slight breather on the fact that, oh, good, not another one who has a plain old knife. This might be a little more interesting to see. There's one little munchkin. Little troublemakers they are. You know how killers are. Mischievous little buggers. And if, as I said before, if you want a hoodie, go right ahead. Just keep it simple, but keep it unique. That's now for this one. I'm gonna hold on, bear with me. I'm a little You can also add to your design, especially to the jacket, like patches. You know those patches you find on like bomber jackets or military jackets. You know, badges and everything. Maybe you can add those to the design as well, such as over here. They can be a different color. And here's the best part. If your character's opera symbol, I usually put the opera symbol branding on the neck. But if a character's opera symbol branding is invisible, is not visible to the eye, then you can always add one of these to show that, yeah, I'm under an affiliation with Slenderman. And it shows others, yeah, this one's a proxy, so she kicks ass. I'm gonna give this little lady some gloves as well. So she won't be leaving any evidence behind. Ah, crap. There you go. One glove down, another one to go. I will also point this out. I'm gonna add little freckles to this little lady because since she has a redhead. Usually redheads or gingers have freckles due to being born with them. I'm gonna go with this. Hold on, sorry. And they're usually randomly displaced around the face. Kind of like, a chocolate chip cookie where, you don't usually see chocolate chips. There you go. Little lady has freckles. You can add, and that also might make your character unique, adding freckles or birthmarks, or even like burns if they were in like an accident. Now, pants wise, where to go with pants per se. My thoughts on them. I mean, I usually go with the simple, like, has like the jean pattern, but it's not, just plain pants. Nothing really special though. I've seen people have like belts around on the pants, like straps. So maybe that might be a cool idea. And as always, clothes do follow the body, so though usually proxies have dark clothing, so it helps them blend a little better, especially like in the night or amongst the trees, wilderness, because mask and hoodie have bright colors, but at least they're like not as saturated as, bright yellow, day glow yellow. Oh, look, a weird person over there, bling. I mean, usually they're toned down or not as saturated. And another thing, you can also add like belts, bags that they carry, so they can carry their tools around. I'm sorry I'm not speaking as much because, well, as I said, I'm not a really good person with talking and drawing at the same time, and I don't think you guys want to hear my awful, awkward voice of doom. So, there you go. Simple pants. I'm gonna give this little lady here a bag around the hip so she can carry her weapons or medical supplies. Because, if you're in a battle and you don't have your weapons on you, or if you can't find a way to carry your weapons around, at least have them on the persons on like a strap, or hell, have them like carry like one of those string bags, because those are pretty relatively cheap.
You're the one that bent it. No, you're the one that stepped on it.
Hold on. I will be back in. Sorry about that. Does anyone have any questions thus far, or needs any updates? Because I have discussed about clothing, hair, the general ideas, masks, etc. Because I'm pretty bad at explaining things, but I'm giving. There we go. Now she has a bag. There we go. Now she has a little bag to carry her stuff in. Now with clothing, another thing with it, I keep forgetting to say this, but make it out of a material that's pretty much is durable against harsh weather, or let's say your character uses crap. I'm lagging again. I'm sorry guys, I'm lagging. If your character uses gasoline and matches to light stuff up, then they probably have a durable, not as flammable material for their clothing. I mean, so you don't want to be turning into a human marshmallow if you don't have the right things. I'm just gonna give her simple boots. There we go. There we go. So one female proxy, here we go. No questions, guys, huh? Oh, that's good. Now I'm gonna do something a little different for the male one. Since his has cards, now I see most proxies have the hopper symbol on their masks, which kind of cool, so I'm adding on that to that. And for the clothing, I'm gonna give him a hoodie. Why? Because, well, but this is not an ordinary hoodie, no. I'm gonna make him have a sleeveless one, which this means like a vest with a hoodie, and gives him a little more mobility, I think.
I'm coming in.
Hold on one moment. And sorry about that, I had to pause because of background noise. And, well, I'm not sure what else I should say for proxies. I mean, at least they're not, oh, that's right. Personality-wise, they're not really nice people.
What about good?
Not at all. I mean,
When the time
they're not really nice people at all. Usually they're they range from complete assholes to,
yeah, 10 minutes.
Can I go back on it?
Would you hush? I can't even hear her answer it because you talked over her. I'm sorry, 10 minutes. Watch the time, please.
I'm sorry. Well, for the, this is just I'm sorry for my ramblings, but they're not, as I was saying, they're not particularly nice people. They could be ranged from assholes to pretty cold. Hell, they're usually unfeeling as much like their master. I mean, unless they have, they're pretty good at, like, they can be happy, they can be cheerful, but in general, I think they're not really much, they're just complete assholes. Enough said about that. I mean, they won't think twice of burning your house down with your whole family in it. And only reason, yeah, you can have, and I think Slenderman chooses teens because, well, they're in between of being a child, which doesn't really much understand anything that happens in the world, to an adult, which, yeah, adults know more than teenagers, but at least they're not as easy to manipulate or control. I mean, they're more independent. And I think because of teenagers, he chooses them because, well, he can't choose slightly older adults like someone in their teens, not teenage, 20s or 30s. But in general, I think he chooses teens because of their age. They take longer to age as proxies, and they serve him longer. And, well, I'm sorry, I'm rambling really badly. I don't know why I keep apologizing for that, but I hope this was helpful. I really do hope this is actually helpful, design-wise. Hell, I might even sell these little cuties over here. I don't know, why did I just say cuties? I don't know. And I really do hope this actually helps someone a lot. And I really hope this inspires a few people. Hell, you might even go right ahead. If you want to use some aspects of these two designs, go right ahead. I mean, if it helps someone be inspired and help one make a cool proxy, then that's all I mean. One last note about proxies. Usually, unless they have a very unusual name, like for example, my proxy Raven uses her first name Raven as her proxy name because, well, it's spelled a little off. Well, not spelled off, but spelled weird. It's Raven with an O instead of an E before the N at the end of it. But if for a proxy name, think of what they do. Soothsayer by Zalga Proxy. She got that name because she uses her foresight abilities to foresee people's deaths or moves. So she has the name term for an oracle, Soothsayer. I mean, and if they're into killing, maybe you can name them Massacre. if they do hacking or into electronics, you could do something that involves cybernetics. For example, Voltage is named because of her cyborg. She's a cyborg, and she hacks into things. I mean, it's that simple. It's, well, not that simple, but you know what I mean. It's really hard. It's really easy to think of a proxy name, so yeah. So I really hope this is actually helpful, despite my god-awful rambling. There we go. I'm gonna go for the... Now, you can also go for like shorts for like as with pans. You can also go for shorts. I'm trying to think of many different ways you can design your OC with no problem. So fray them, meaning like put like tears at the ends of them, make them old, you know, the lot. And well, I'm just really hope give him yeah. Well, I hope this was actually very helpful. I'm about out of time for today because of my limited turns. So if this is very helpful, please feel free to listen to this again or just mute it, just watch the video because, well, no one wants to listen to my voice. Oh no, no one does. I really hope this inspires a lot of people to create their own proxy because I know how difficult it is, especially when you're a beginner. Because I was at that one point. Yeah, I was like that at one point. So, why do I keep? I'm sorry if I keep repeating myself. I tend to do that a lot, and I'm really bad at explaining things. But here I am doing a mini tutorial. Well, not so mini, but you know. Oh look, Converses. These weren't Converses. Ah. There we go. Almost done. Yay. There we go. So we got, I'm gonna name one Ace and the other another one, I don't know. I'm not sure what to name the girl, so I'm gonna leave her unnamed. And that's all I have for today. Thank you for watching, and I really hope this actually helps people. I really do. And thank you for watching, and goodbye.